Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Kyalami for the 9th race in the NRSL Hankook Tyres V8 Supercar Challenge. And after several straight races of technical difficulties, I finally got Vince in the booth, and we're hoping no more technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's good to be back here in Kyalami. New circuit, as far as my viewing presence, and for these drivers with these cars, we'll see. We've seen the road course has been a hit or miss, and I've lost track on the Holden versus 4, but I think Holden still leads overall in the season.
Yeah, I came here last year for the Neymar series, and other than that, we haven't really gone to this track on this channel much over the course of the years. But anyway, here's to your starting lineup: Nico Tringali and Henry Sanford on the front row, Rob Evans, Seth Cole, row 2, Jesse Turner, Dylan Young, row 3, Alexander Rowe and your points leader, DJ Curtis, in row 4, with Zachary Fitzwater Sr. and Zach Rogers in row 5. Other notables in the points: Deanna Jones starting in 11th. And then all the way at the back of the field, we've got Yael Carrillo, Zach Flickinger, and Donovan Cage. Coming into today's race, Curtis has a 4-point lead over Dylan Young and Rob Evans, a 24-point lead over Deanna Jones and Yael Carrillo, 32 over Cage, and 35 over Zach Flickinger.
Drivers, start your engine!
As it's to be noted that this is the third race of the International Tour. We are actually in South Africa right now. That's why it took a whole week for us to get another race on the way. It'll be the same for the next race, because we're going to be going from here in South Africa to New Zealand to race at Pukekohe, and then we return to Massachusetts to finish off the season. But green flag is out from Kyalami, and this will be a great camera angle all day long. We'll see speeds of up to 200 miles an hour going into turn 1.
Yep, once they get up to speed on the second lap, 200 will be realistic. Field looks pretty double file behind Tringali.
Tringali clears Evans, now fighting for second with Henry Sanford. This will be a big corner right here, as in the past we've seen drivers miss that left-hander and go up on the hill and barrel roll down the straightaway, but so far so good. We'll be changing camera angles a lot over here. But Henry Sanford gets second place, Seth Cole 4th, Jesse Turner 5th, Dylan Young 6th, battles on for 7th between Alexander Rowe and Deanna Jones. 16-lap race. I believe the drivers will have to pit at least one time, but that'll remain to be seen, and hopefully we don't end up with a race like the Charlotte Roval. But here's the straightaway, and we're seeing speeds of over 190. Tringali almost going to hit 200. Henry Sanford will. And that is the long straightaway of the course. Pretty much single file so far. Fitzwater in 9th and DJ Curtis 10th. So Curtis falls from 8th to 10th. Deanna Jones up from 11th to 8th. Just kind of going through the field here, trying to find the battle. Quinton Moore is going to make a peek on Logan York. That's for, I believe, 15th. And Quinton Moore will fly by the 05 car, but into that right-hander there. This is a very difficult part of the track. Big elevation changes right there. But Quinton Moore will take the position.
It seems like tire wear won't be a massive factor early on, but as we get closer to the run, to the pit stop delta, we could see that, especially with the mid-16s. We'll probably see it like, I don't know, minute 12s, minute 11s, maybe the fastest lap up front. I don't see anything crazy as far as the delta from qualifying to the race. Shouldn't be too far off.
Oskin 204 miles an hour there into the corner. And Peter Onjak will look to his right side, looking for position, but he'll hold in line. Andrew Rich now Goes a little wide there. That opens the door for Cole Deaver, who was fastest in practice but had a poor qualifying effort. As you see Deaver get off in the sand there, and that actually allowed Vince Freeze to take the position. Yael Carrillo has made up a couple of positions from starting in 27th. He runs 22nd right now. But Hamill's going to make a move on him here for position. It looks like Hamill got a little loose. He'll fall back in line. We see this sweeping left to right downhill, and then right back uphill on a right-hander, and then we have the long straightaway. Vince Freeze will complete the pass on Cole Deaver. But Zach Flickinger and others not having a good day. Starting at the rear of the field. They've made up a couple of spots, though, Vince. Flickinger started 28th. He's up to 25th, and Donovan Cage, who started last, is up to 24th. So, you know, all those guys in the championship, they are moving forward, but they need to gain a lot of spots because right now their competition are all in the top 10.
AJ Curtis trying to stretch his gap as we only have 3 races to go after this race. You're going to start seeing that points delta for people who are mathematically eligible when we get to the round of Pukekohe and Cape Cod and the Pirates to end the season.
Yeah, yes, indeed. That is true because coming in, Keith Rich, 152 points behind points leader DJ Curtis, is likely the first to be out of range. The most you can gain in a race is 46 points from 1st to 29th. So you do the math, 92 over 2 races, 184 over 3 races. So that'll be cut down after today to a range of 138. So some drivers will be mathematically eliminated from this championship following today's event. One of those drivers in danger of that is Fitzwater Sr., who is 123 points back. Go ahead, Vince.
No, I was going to say people like Fitzwater, even if they get eliminated, though, they have something to play for, especially him next race. That's his people out there. So I expect him to have an angry mood no matter what happens today.
Fitzwater currently running 9th behind Deanna Jones in 8th. Jones came in this race 24 points behind DJ Curtis in the points, but the big men gaining right now are Dylan Young, who's running in 6th, and Evans, who's running in 3rd. Both came into this race 4 points behind Curtis in the points. With where they run right now, Dylan Young would gain a total of 8 points and be 4 ahead of Curtis, while Evans would gain 17 points and be 13 ahead of Curtis. So as they run, I believe this man of Rob Evans would be the points leader, if he finishes here and everyone else finishes where they're running. Starting to see some tire wear. Looking at the top right, Tringale's down about 6/10 here, 5 laps into the race. But definitely another qualifying track position type track. See some drivers starting to get a little wide there off of that left-hander. They're starting to touch into the dirt. Seth Cole, the road course master, is the fastest of the top 5. We have not seen him get a win yet in this series. Looking at our total winners list, Quinton Moore, Zach Flickinger, Nico Tringale, Samet Oskin, DJ Curtis, Charles Sanford, Jesse Turner, and Donovan Cage in order. 7 Holden wins, 1 Ford win. Right now at the front, a Holden leads it, and he's got 4 Fords behind them.
Because they have 7 wins, that clinches Holden as the overall season constructor winner, per se. Manufacturer winner due to wins, I believe.
Just look at how many gear shifts through that first corner from 6th gear, 5th, 4th, 3rd, a little weight, and then down to 2nd. Seth Cole is starting to get all over the bumper of Rob Evans. Let's go on board the 5 car here. Just kind of get a sense of what he's doing here from the roof camera. And we'll see this elevation changing, sweeping corners here really good right now on this camera. look at the dip right here, man. And right back up. Up through the gears, down the front straightaway. Seth Cole still hitting about 203 miles an hour there. That is roughly a lap around this track. As fall off about a second now, 7 laps into the race. So we'll hit the Nunn camera here, see what's going on. Johnny Gardner a little off into the sand there. Got a bit of a gap from Smith Oskin to Logan York. Donovan Cage racing with Yael Carrillo side by side. No signs of any incidents on the track. So Donovan Cage has made it up to 22nd after starting last. Carrillo is all over his bumper though here for the position. So we've got some battles here and there, Vince, but otherwise it's been a pretty tame race.
Yeah, I don't think pit strategy is going to play a massive role either. I mean, if they all come in, there's only going to be a 1-lap overcut versus 1-lap undercut difference at minimum. And like you said, right, really a lot of these races have been this year qualifying seizure winner. And I think that's why a Saturday, let's say, is more important than the race day in certain aspects. But we do have some unpredictability, especially at Puka. I don't expect that race to just see track position win out. That's a wild one always.
Puka will definitely shake up the points. In some, at least we expect it to, you know. As Charles Sanford's trying to get out of last. Try and look at some of the drivers who came in on the edge of being in range. Seth Cole, one of them, 52 points back. Henry Sanford, Logan York, both 55 points back. So Henry Sanford, second on the track, has actually been relatively hot as of late. He actually moved up 1 position from Pigs Creek. Logan York moved up 8 from Pigs Creek. But Logan York not gaining any points on Curtis so far right now. But Henry Sanford in second, gaining what would be 21 points. And then Seth Cole is gaining what would be 11 points. No, wait, 14 points. And that would put both of those drivers in range. I just saw somebody jump a position, and it was Deanna Jones. Or actually, no, I think someone might have come to pit road because I feel like somebody is missing here. And it indeed, Alexander Rowe pitting from 7th place. Right side tires only.
He's not scheduled. I don't know. That is very interesting.
So the first stop of the day comes in the form of Alexander Rowe taking right side tires only. So not enough tire wear for these drivers to want to take 4, Vince.
Yes, no. I guess a second or a second and a quarter is not enough. 2 tires, rights. The way this track is turning with the elevation, it's the right call, but I don't know if it is the right call right now. No one's dipping in.
Perhaps, maybe just looking really close on fuel, and Rowe decided, hey, I'm going to try and undercut these guys. Yeah, nobody else coming to pit road.
Now, if I remember correctly, we saw this with Derek Hamill. He took that alternate strategy at the Pensacola road course. He got a top 10. What I guess they're trying to do is they're trying to maximize the delta, take the lumps now, and hope the rest of the field has to wear their tires and take 4. But at this rate, if they come in at lap 14, I expect them all fuel only or just rights. I don't expect this to be a 4-tire call, unless you're really struggling at the back. But at this point, it's getting late for that.
And this is a call Alexander Rowe's team needs to make. They're 24th in the points, 95 behind Curtis. So if it pans out for them, they're going to gain a ton of points because they're right on the edge right now. You know, after after Pukika. 92 points is the in-range mark, and 95 is 3 points above that. So we'll see if drivers start having to pit for fuel here, but so far it's looking like that is not the case. But that move by Rowe threw Johnny Gardner into 10th. It moved Curtis up to 9th. And then Jones up to 7th and Fitzwater up to 8th. Dylan Young peeking on Jesse Turner. But so what that did is that took away 2 points that Young and Evans were gaining on DJ Curtis. Same for Seth Cole and Henry Sanford. Jesse Turner's peeking on Seth Cole. Seth Cole was on the bumper of Evans a few laps ago, but now he is falling back. Jesse Turner, the winner of Pig Stadium, looking for another international win. As Dylan Young has opened the door for Deanna Jones, I think the tires might have hit the cliff. So we're looking at almost 2 seconds of fall off. Now Fitzwater to the left side of Deanna Jones. And now Seth Cole seems to be in the way. I'm not sure if there's a problem on this 5 car or not. But Dylan Young is going to pass Jesse Turner. Seth Cole's blocking the line. Seth Cole ran a 1:15 that time by. Something is wrong with the 5 car in the corners. Oh, yeah, definitely there is an issue with the 5. And that is going to hurt his race tremendously. Right now, Dylan Young up to 5th. Jones up to 6th. Fitzwater up to 7th. Curtis is falling back. Yeah, something is wrong with the 5 breaking into the corners. You can just see it, the way the car lurches.
2 things: either the brake bias is busted or he overcooked the brakes. And yeah, there's Rowe still way back now. I don't know about that call.
Curtis will get by and get past. Actually, I think he kind of holds where he was running. But that has allowed the top 3 to pull away. Tringali, Sanford, and Evans. Like I say, in Rowe so far, looking like the only one who had the pit. I'm still curious if any of these guys can make it on fuel or not. But Seth Cole will come to pit road with whatever issue he has.
We don't believe this is strategy. This is a terminal problem underneath the hood or underneath the brake bias. But other than that, I don't know what Rowe's doing. This is because at this point we're at lap 14. No one's taking tire. It's fuel only. That should be the call.
Well, you got to wonder if Rowe has gained the time back on the track that, that would have done. Seth Cole taking left sides here. And yeah, it looks like something is amiss because he's taking 4 tires and no, it was just a 4-tire stop. So maybe a flat tire on the 5 car and just didn't know where it was. There's the 50 of Alexander Rowe. You can see he's running about 111.6 by himself compared to Tringali's 112.6. So, he got by Seth Cole and he was running behind them before Seth had his issues. Let's see, does anybody else make a move here at 2 to go? No one's showing any signs of needing the pit, so I think these guys are making it to the end. So a curious call by Alexander Rowe. Curtis up to 8th now, but Dylan Young moved up to 4th. These guys are trying to close back in on the top 3. Top 3 are now just kind of taking it easy. But Tringali is looking to be the first driver to hit 2 wins on the season.
Tringali has been dominant. Took the lead on the first corner and has not looked back.
Coming into this race, Tringali sits... Where is Tringali in the point standings? 12th. 12th in the point standings. 61 points back. So he really needs this run. He fell down from 8th in the points after Pigs Creek. So now, can these guys truly make it all the way on fuel? The question will be answered right here. And And survey says yes. Good to go. But Henry Sanford, Tringali, two guys outside the one race range of 46 points. They are going to gain a ton today. Dylan Young, 4th. Jones, 5th. Drivers in range that need to gain points, as Curtis now runs in 8th. Zach Rogers 10th, as Quinton Moore has moved through the field slowly today. He's about to challenge Carter Friesen for 11th, and he will just take the position, I believe, right here. So Quinton Moore been on the move today, Vince.
Quinton Moore, a hard charge of the race. Congrats to him. And I think it's a testament to you couldn't really pit. So saving tires at the beginning of the run was probably your best bet if you're at the back. And it's spread out as it can be as we go back.
Carrillo is up to 16th. Flickinger 18th. As you know, I still don't see anybody with issues. Seth Cole's 4 fresh tires are going to have him blazed by Alexander Rowe. But it doesn't matter, because at the front of the field, coming to take the checkered flag for the 2nd time this season, will be the Holden driver of Nico Tringali. Henry Sanford 2nd, Rob Evans 3rd, Dylan Young 4th, and Deanna Jones 5th. All drivers who needed to gain points on DJ Curtis. Fitzwater in 6th. That's his best finish of the season. Jesse Turner 7th. Curtis 8th. Gardner 9th. And Zach Rogers rounds out the top 10 here today at Kyalami. It's Alexander Rowe, Seth Cole with bad calls. So perhaps maybe the 50 did have an issue too, Vince, and we just didn't see it, because we saw what happened to Seth Cole.
Yeah, no one else pitted, so it either had to be issue, flat tire, like you said, or another possibility too. It'd be weird, but if you hit the curb the wrong way. But yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
Well, tough break for Seth Cole. He wanted to come in and gain points, and he'll end up losing a ton instead. And yeah, these guys still have fuel in the tank. You can just hear it in the engine. They were never short to begin with. But that'll do it for us here from Kyalami, and we will see you guys next week at Pukekohe.